All right, welcome, the genius. This is your first day in the 100 Days Backend Development Program. And then we assure you that this is going to be an interesting journey and a very interesting one, okay? In this 100 days, you're going to be learning backend development. You're going to understand how you use Node.js, JavaScript to build backend applications. There will be a lot of practical, there are a lot of projects to build. So I want you guys to fasten your seat belts. Let's ride. Okay. So today we'll be talking about introduction to backend development and JavaScript for backend. Right? So we'll be looking at few things here. We'll be talking about what is backend, the server and the client. We'll be making a comparison between the backend and the front end. We'll also be looking at the server and the client architecture. We'll be installing Node.js, all right, NPM. Of course, NPM comes with Node.js. And we'll also be installing Visual Studio Code. We have a book that you'll be reading, all right? We'll be sending this book in the WhatsApp group, the Eloquent JavaScript. All right. You in this for day one, you will have to read the introduction of this book. Okay. And then your assignment will be to write a hello world script in Node.js. This is not front end, so we'll not be dealing with browser or any stuff like that. So we'll be working with backend. We'll be working with Node.js, writing our JavaScript in Node.js. So what is backend development? Backend development refers to the part of web development that focuses on the server side of applications, everything that happens behind the scenes. You know, when you see a web application, something like Facebook, Instagram, when you look at it, the thing that you're seeing, that's the user interface. The thing that's on your screen, that's showing on your screen, whether your mobile phone or your desktop or your laptop, that is front end. But the business logic, the logic that powers or drives the front-end application is done at the back end. So all those things that you're not seeing, the behind the scene, all right, is the back end. The back end will connect to database, the back end will get fetch data, send it to the front end, stuff like that. So basically, you'll be the guy behind the scene. All right. Most of your job will not be seen or by the user. All right. The user will always be seeing what is on the front of their screen, which is the front end. So it powers the logic, the business logic of the application, the database interactions, the authentication, the server configuration, and much more. All right. So basically, when a user wants to sign in into an application, they will see a a login form. That is user interface. That is front end. When they now type in their password and their email address and hit enter or login, they will be taken back to the server, and the system will check if these guys really have accounts. So the checking of if they have account, the authentication, the fetching the data from the database, all those things are done at the back end. All right. So that is what you as a backend developer is going to be. You'll be handling databases. All right. As a backend developer, you'll be handling databases. All right. You would be creating and managing APIs. API means application programming interfaces. So as a backend developer, you'll be creating endpoints. You'll be creating, let me still go with the word API that front-end developers will consume. All right. Don't worry, you get to understand these things better. You'll be ensuring security and authentication of the system. You will manage server logic and request. So you are the behind the scene guy. You are the one managing the logic, the request, taking care of several stuff. This is very, very fun. All right. It's a lot. For me, I enjoy backend more than I enjoy front end. Okay. I enjoy backend. So you will be the one to handle the business logic of the application. So if you look at this, our application now, all right, the backend is different from the front end. So the business logic. Now, example of business logic is if you, first of all, the business logic that could be there is that you cannot access the platform if you have not paid for the program. The business logic is there when let's say you made a part payment. On the front end, you'll be seeing the amount of money you paid, the percentage, and the number of chapters. Those things are done at the back end. Do you understand? So the business logic is done at the back end. So the backend works in coordination with the front end, which is what users see and interact with on the website or application. So on the website, all right, users will see the job of the front-end developer, but the front-end developer works in coordination with the back-end developer. The front-end developer will be consuming the APIs that the back-end developer has created. So when we take a look at the back-end versus front-end, client versus server, so the front-end is the client, while the back-end is the server. So for the purpose of front end is that user interface and user experience. So front end provides UI and US, while back end provides business logic and data processing. Front end uses technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, while back end uses Node.js, Express.js, something like Python, Java, all right? Okay, so front end runs on the browser, that's the client device, while backend runs on web servers or cloud servers. Front end is visible to the user, while backend is not visible to the user. Front end focuses on design, layout, and usability, while backend focuses on logic, database, and performance security. So if you're that guy who likes logic, all right, who likes to write logic, backend is for you. If you're that guy who likes design, layout, how things look, front end is for you, okay? So why JavaScript for backend? Most of us already know that JavaScript is just for the front end. So JavaScript is typically known for front end work, but with Node.js, you can use JavaScript on the back end too. So if you're coming from the front end angle, you'll see that you already know JavaScript, so you don't need to learn another language to write your backend. So it is like a very big plus. You know JavaScript from your front end, so you also use the same knowledge that you have about JavaScript to write your backend applications. So what are the benefits? Full JavaScript stack, like same language for frontend and backend. That means if you know JavaScript, you can use JavaScript for frontend and backend. Normally some people would, if you want to do backend, you need to learn Python, Java, C#, all right, stuff like that, PHP. That means you will learn JavaScript for frontend and also learn PHP or Java for backend. But now with Node.js, all right, you can use JavaScript for frontend and backend. You see this website, this is our platform that you're using. It was created using JavaScript up to frontend and backend, even the database MongoDB. So this is a very good advantage of having knowledge of JavaScript. You can use JavaScript to write your database. You can use JavaScript to write your backend. You can use JavaScript to write your frontend. So it has non-blocking asynchronous operations, which is good for fast applications. For me, mostly Node.js is faster than Django that is written in Python. All right, Node.js is very, very fast. It has non-blocking and it's asynchronous. So don't worry, we are going to be explaining what we mean by non-blocking and asynchronous, especially when we get to Node.js. Okay, we have JavaScript has huge NPM package ecosystem. We'll talk about what we mean by NPM, Node Package Manager. We'll talk about it. All right. So it is supported by Express.js, MongoDB, and REST API. So don't worry, you're going to understand all these things better as we go on this program. So what is Node.js? Node.js is an open source, cross-platform JavaScript runtime environment that allows developers to run JavaScript code outside of the browser, typically on a server. But guess what? Let's take it slower. It is an open source. Open source means that it is for free. A lot of people are contributing to making the Node.js a better runtime and platform to use. So you can also contribute to it. That is why it is free. It is open source. It's open to everybody. All right. You don't pay to have it. It is cross-platform, means that it can run on Mac operating system. It can run on Windows operating system, Linux operating system. Okay. It is a JavaScript runtime environment. When we talk about runtime, what is runtime environment? Every programming language has their runtime. So when we say that basically, if you write a program in JavaScript, that program needs to be interpreted so that the computer would understand what you're writing. So JavaScript runtime environment means that this is an environment that is used to translate or interpret JavaScript code to something that the machine would understand, to the machine code. All right. So it allows developers to run JavaScript code outside of the browser. Traditionally, JavaScripts are run on the browser before the development of Node.js. Now, with Node.js, we can now run JavaScript on the server, not only on the browser anymore. We can run JavaScript on the server now. Okay. So, what are the features? Node.js is built on Chrome's V8 engine. So Chrome's V8 engine is the interpreter or the runtime environment of JavaScript on the browser. So they also use the same Chrome V8 to build Node.js. Node.js supports asynchronous input and output operations. It is perfect for real-time applications, chat applications, streaming applications, and etc. Don't worry, we are going to deep dive into Node.js later on. Node.js uses NPM, Node Package Manager, for third-party packages. So what we mean by third-party packages, we'll explain that later. But sometimes developers write some code that can be reused by other people. So that is when we talk about NPM, we'll explain that better. The key purpose of Node.js, it lets developers build scalable, high-performance server-side applications using JavaScript. So Node.js is the backend framework or backend platform that developers use to build server-side applications, which was previously used only in web browsers for front-end development. So JavaScript was previously used only in the browser, all right, for front-end development. But right now with Node.js, you can build scalable, high-performance server-side applications using JavaScript. So before Node.js, you couldn't run JavaScript directly on a server. Node.js changed that, okay? Node.js is built on Chrome's V8 engine. Node.js is powered by V8, Google Chrome's high-speed JavaScript engine. So this was actually built on top of a product of Google, all right? So the V8 engine compiles JavaScript directly into machine code. So when you write your JavaScript code on the browser would use its V8 to compile, translate it or compile it. But or with Node.js, Node.js also uses the V8 engine to compile JavaScript directly into machine code, making Node.js extremely fast and efficient. How does Node.js work? Node.js uses an event-driven, non-blocking I/O model, which makes it lightweight and efficient. So the thing is this, I've been speaking a lot of jargon right now, but I'm not going to go into details. What is event-driven, what is non-blocking I/O, stuff like that. But when we get into Node.js, I think from the later, maybe from day 40 or so, we'll dive into Node.js, or even day 30, we'll dive into Node.js, okay? So we'll explain all these things one after the other. Perfect for real-time applications like chat apps, APIs, or online games. So Node.js is just perfect for all these kind of applications. So what does non-blocking I/O means? It means that Node.js doesn't wait for tasks like reading a file or querying a database to finish. So now look at it. If you have written a program before, you know that your code is read from top to the bottom. So the JavaScript engine will execute the code from top to the bottom, line by line. Now, what if one of the code that you have is to read from a file? You know it's going to take a lot of time. If you're reading from data or querying a database to finish, it's going to take a lot of time. That means synchronously, all right, we'll be waiting for that code to finish reading from the file. But with Node.js, when we say non-blocking, it means that we can make the reading from the file asynchronous. So that means we don't have to wait for the whole reading to finish before we continue executing. I think I'll be causing more confusion here. So let me leave this explanation down to when we get to Node.js properly. We'll explain what non-blocking I/O means. Okay, so but basically, when you run your code, they are run line by line from top to bottom. And then if there's any line of code that is taking 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the other code below it will have to wait for that line of code to execute finish. But that is called synchronous execution. But when you're using asynchronous execution on non-blocking IO, it means that the runtime or the execution engine will not wait for 10 minutes before it will run the other code. So, but don't worry, we'll explain that later. It continues executing other code, then comes back when the task completes. So, core features of Node.js, non-blocking, fast execution, cross-platform. So, it handles many requests at once without waiting. Don't worry, we'll get to explain all these things better when we get to Node.js. It's built on V8 engine for high-speed processing. It runs on Windows, macOS, and Linux. It comes with NPM for libraries. It's great for secure high concurrency apps like APIs, chat servers, etc. It is modular because you can split your code into reusable modules. Don't worry, we'll get into details of all these things in case you don't know it. It is single-threaded, but it is asynchronous. Now, it uses event loop and callbacks to handle many tasks efficiently. I'm laughing because I wouldn't want to be explaining all these things here because it might cause more confusion. So as we go on, we're going to explain what we mean by single-threaded but asynchronous. Okay. As we go on, we are going to understand better. Okay. Especially we'll get into details when we start talking about Node.js. Okay. So what are the common uses of Node.js? RESTful APIs. You can use it to build RESTful APIs. You can use it to create real-time chat applications like WhatsApp clones, single-page applications, streaming services, IoT, Internet of Things, applications, command line tool. There's just a lot. So just fasten your seatbelt. You have embarked on an amazing journey. Okay. Node.js architecture, it is single-threaded. It handles multiple connections using a single thread via an event loop. So I don't know if you guys know what a process is. Okay. But I think I will save these explanations when we get to Node.js. Because if you don't understand what a process is, it will be difficult for me to explain what a single thread is too, or even the event loop that we have been talking about. So let's leave it. All right. It is asynchronous. Node.js executes codes without blocking the main thread. It has callback functions. It responds to events once an operation is completed. All right. Don't worry. We'll explain this more. It comes with NPM, a powerful tool to install packages like Express Mongoose. So we'll be talking about Node Package Manager in this session too. So I will wait till then. Manage project dependencies, run scripts like npm start, npm test. Don't worry, you're going to see all these things. All right, you're going to see all these things as we go on. So this is an exciting class that you've started. So why use Node.js? You can use JavaScript for both front-end and back-end. Huge community support and libraries, fast development and deployment, ideal for microservices, APIs, and real-time applications. You see, anytime I'm teaching these things, I just feel excited. I don't know why. I just feel so excited because, you know, when you get to understand all these things, you'll be so fulfilled. All right. So, limitations of Node.js, not ideal for CPU intensive tasks like video processing. So if you want to create an application that will be doing some video processing, you don't use Node.js because it is not ideal for CPU intensive tasks. It can become complex to manage asynchronous code, though promises an async with help. Okay. So let's talk about what is NPM, Node Package Manager. All right. Well, after this, we'll show you how to install Node.js. Okay. All right. No, let's get to installing Node.js. Let me show you how to install Node.js. So go to your browser. Go to your browser. All right. Go to your browser. Just type in Node.js. Type in Node.js. Hit enter. You will come here. All right. You can click on this Node.js. All right. Click on this, go to the website, nodejs.org. All right. When you're here, you can go to download, all right, or you can click on get Node.js. So anyone you choose. So let's go to download. Now we are here to download. So if you're using Windows, all right, this is the window installer. If you're also using any other operating system, uh, you also see it here. So I'm going to click on Windows installer. All right. I'm going to click on Windows installer and make sure that you're selecting the LTS. Make sure you select the LTS, the one, this is version 22.2. Make sure you select the LTS. I have forgotten what this LTS mean again. I've really forgotten the full meaning of LTS, but it has to do with the version that is going to serve for a long time. I've forgotten the full this thing, okay? So, but that's by the way. So, make sure that you're selecting LTS. Okay, even if I go back, you will see if you go to get node, it also brings us here. So make sure you're selecting LTS. So click on Window Installer. As I click on it, it has started downloading. My own has started downloading. So once it is downloaded, once it is complete, all right, I will go to the folder, your download folder. Go to your download folder. I've opened my download folder, and then I am seeing you can see the MSI that I've just downloaded now. So double click to open it. See, it says preparing to install. Now, once you double click it, it will bring out the setup wizard. So click on next. Accept times, all right. Click on next, all right. You can leave the default folder here, or if you want to change it, you can change it, but I advise you to leave it. You click on next. Basically, just be clicking on next. Be clicking on next. Okay. This feature requires the T1, whatever. Okay, just click on next. Automatically install necessary tools. No, you can leave this one. Don't leave it like this. Just be clicking on next. All right, and then click on install. It is installing now. And it says, do you want to allow this app to make changes? I will say yes. So it is installing, and you can see very fast. Very fast. So while it is installing, I will continue with the class. I'll come back to it. All right, it is completed. So I will click on finish, and then we have our Node.js installed. All right. So now, if you want to check if you have Node.js installed, all right, so this is what you will do. Click on your Windows button, all right. Type in CMD, command prompt. Just type in CMD, command prompt. I will open my command prompt, and I will type in node. I will type node. I can say node-v. That's the version. Node-v. It will give me the version. It has given me 22.18 to 22.18.0. That's the version. And if I say node, all right, it would open the node repo for me. I can just close it. Okay. Then I can still try npm. If I say npm, npm comes with it. So if you install node, you're also installing npm. So if I type in npm and hit enter, so you can see npm is installed. I can even say npm, what's the version of my npm? npm-v. It will give me the version of the npm I have here. You can see, so everything is installed. We are good. All right. So what is npm? npm stands for Node Package Manager. It is the default package manager for Node.js, and it is used to install, manage, and share JavaScript libraries, code packages, or modules for your application. Now, the thing is this. Most of the work that you'll be doing, most of the code that you want to write, some people have written them already. Some people have written this code already, and you can use them for free. So you can get these things, you can get the libraries, the code, all right? You can get these packages from npm. All right. So you can install them from npm. So it comes automatically installed when you install Node.js. Why is npm important? Instead of writing everything from scratch, developers can use thousands of ready-made packages from the npm registry. So instead of writing some code from scratch, some developers have written this code for you. All you have to do is to install them and use them. So it will help you to speed up your development. You can share and reuse code. You can keep their code, your code organized and maintainable. All right. So what is a package? A package is a collection of files that someone else wrote, which solves a specific problem. So you can even write your own package. All right. You can create a package that handles date, building APIs, connecting to a database. You can create a package that provides AI functionality in Node.js. Do you understand? So you can create these things and other developers can use it. So each package has a name, a version, a description, and a set of dependencies. But we'll be talking about this in the later in the program. All right, a main entry point file. So we'll not be creating it right now. So npm registry is the online database where all open source npm packages are stored. So if you have written any code that would help other developers, you register it in the npm registry so other people can download it. So if you go to the website npm.js, npmjs.com, all right, so let me show you. So if I come here, npmjs.com. All right. While it is coming, we can go back to the class. All right. So you can search for packages, you can view documentation, and you can check versions. So these are the core npm commands that you will be using. We'll be using the command called npm init. npm init starts a new project and creates package.json. npm install installs a package locally. All right. npm install the name of the package. I'm going to show you how to do all these things. npm sure we'll be using these commands a lot as we go on. npm uninstall would uninstall a package. npm update will update a package, will update all the packages that you have, but you can also say npm update the name of the package. npm list will list all the packages that have been installed on your system. npm start will start the project, and npm run script will run a custom script defined in the package.json. Don't worry, we'll get to be explaining all these things one after the other as we go on. So let's check if our npm.j. So you see the npm registry has been opened. So you can I can search for any package here. I can say I'm searching for Axios. I can search for Axios. You can see Axios is a promise-based HTTP client for browser and Node.js. So these are packages somebody has written to connect from front end to back end or even from back end to back end too. All right. So you can do a whole lot of things here. You can search for packages here. You can also upload your own package. Okay. All right. So these are common things, common scripts command that we'll be using. So we'll be explaining them one after the other as we go on. All right. So let us install a package and then let us install a package. Let us install a package. So we are going to install the Axios package. So first of all, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my desktop. All right. I'm going to create a folder. I'll create a folder and I'll call this folder 100. I'll call it 100 days backend. I'll call it 100 backend. So whatever you want to name your own, whatever you want to know. So my own is 100 backend. All right. So I'm going to open this folder. Then inside of this folder, I'm going to open my command prompt. All right. So I will say Control Shift, right click. All right. I said inside this folder, I did Control Shift, then I right click. To open, it says open in terminal. I will open this folder in terminal. So as I open it in terminal, Look at it, it is opened. All right. So if I want to create a project, an npm package like this, I'm going to say npm init. Init means initialization. All right. Then if I say dash -y, it will just answer yes to all the questions. So, but I'm going to do two things. I'm going to create two folders here, two packages here. I'll say npm init. I'm not going to use a -y. I will show you why the -y will be used later. If I say npm init, it will ask me, look at what you, okay, it says npm cannot be loaded because running script is disabled in the system. Oh, okay. Sorry. PowerShell will not allow us to run script. So please, I will not, I open PowerShell. So I'll go back to the folder. All right. I'll go back to the folder and I want to open, I'm used to using uh, git bash. Okay. So look at what you would do. Simple. Look at what you would do. Inside the folder, because I don't think you have Git right now. Inside the folder, do Control Shift right click. All right. You will see open in terminal. Don't open in terminal because this will be opening the PowerShell and it will not allow us to run script. Click on Show More Options, then click on Command Prompt. You can see we have more options here. We have Command Prompt, we have open in terminal and all those things. So use Command Prompt. So let's use Command Prompt. So I'm going to type again npm init and I will hit enter. You see it is running now. So don't use PowerShell, use npm, use the command. So it says it's asking me for the package name. All right. It's asking me for the package name. I can just say the package name is, I don't know what to say. What name? What name? Oh my God, I'm very bad in naming. I don't know. What are we even doing here? I can say first, I can say first PKG, first package. All right, anything. I can say first package. And when I hit enter, it will ask me for the version. I can just go with the current version 1.000. I will hit enter. Description. I don't want, I can just say this is my first package. Okay, the description can be anything. Then I will hit enter. Entry point is going to be index.js. All right, I will hit enter again. The test command, I'm just going to leave it blank. I will hit enter. Git repository, I will leave it entry. Keyword, everything empty. I'll just go author, one person. Okay, so who is the author of this package? I am the author. The license, I can go with ISC. Then, so this is what the package.json is going to look like. So to say, is this okay? I will say yes. I will type Y and say yes. So you can see, I have created a package here. So if I go now, you can see inside here, we have, okay. I would have done something better. Okay, so right now inside this 100 backend folder, we have this package.json, and we just use npm init without the -y. So all those things that you saw me doing, enter, I would have just said npm init -y, and it will not ask me for those things. So let's go back to the folder. And moreover, I should have created another folder. So look at what I'm going to delete this package.json. So inside this 100 days package, I'll create a folder. All right. I'll create this folder and I'll call it first underscore pkg. All right. Inside of this first underscore, I'll open it. All right. So my package is now going to be inside of this folder. I'll also do Control Shift, right click. I'll do Control Shift, right click. I will go for show more options. I will click on command prompt. So this my command prompt now is now open inside of this folder. So I will say npm init -y. So, but look at the difference now. The first one I didn't use -y. This one I'm using -y. I'll just hit enter, and it will create the whole thing for me without asking me questions. You can see. You can see all those questions that it was asking me, what is the name, what's the version, description, and stuff like that. You can see my package.json has been created. So this is what it looks like. All right, this is what it looks like. So inside of this folder now, this is our pack. We have created a package now. All right. So now inside of this package, we need to install Axios. All right. So let us install Axios. That's the package we'll be using to do whatever I want to do here. So I will still go back to I'll go back to this my first package. So I'm going to say npm install Axios. That's the name of the package. npm install, then the name of the package. So I will hit enter, and it's going to install Axios for me inside of that package. So if I open that the folder, you're going to see some. You can see there is node modules here. You can see, look at the things it has added. It has added the node modules for me. It has also added another package log.json for me. So I'm going to explain all these things later. So, but make sure that you're running this npm install inside of this folder, the first package. Make sure you're running it inside of this folder. All right. I expect you to make some mistakes. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. So don't get frustrated. Sometimes I will make mistake and I will be installing a package in a folder that is not needed. So you make this kind of mistakes. Don't get frustrated. If you make these mistakes, please reach out to us. All right. Reach out to us. Come to the WhatsApp group. Chat me up personally. Drop message in the WhatsApp group. Express your frustration and let us help you. Okay. All right. So now, then in your JavaScript file, you can write this code, okay, and then run this. So this is the code you can actually write, but we are not going to write this code now. So, but inside of course, you need to create a index.js file. So if you want to create index.js file inside of this same folder, what you would do is that you type in touch, you say index.js. So this will create an index.js file inside of this folder. Oh, okay. Okay, so this touch is not a recognized. Okay, maybe this works with the git bash. Okay, so now we'll just leave this for now. We'll leave this for now. So, but right now you see you have installed your package.json, you have installed the Axios, you have created a package, and you have installed another package that you want to work with. So you can see we have this code here and we have this code here. So we're not going to go into details into this code. So from later sessions or classes, we'll be talking more about them. So what is package.json? You have seen that if we go to the folder, we have the first file that was created was package.json. So what is package.json? When you run npm init, npm will create a package.json file for you. So this file stores your project's metadata. It is like your configuration. All right, it stores your configuration details, your project metadata. It lists all the dependencies. It defines custom scripts. Okay, so if I go now and open this file, if I open this package.json file, I just double click it. Oh, sorry. I will have to open it. I intentionally uninstalled my Visual Studio Code. Okay, so we are going to reinstall it. So I can open it in Notepad. This package.json, let me open it in Notepad. So this is what it looks like. All right. It has, this is the metadata. All right. And these are the These are dependencies. All right. So your package.json contains dependencies. It also contains some custom scripts. So don't worry, we are going to be explaining all these things as we go on. All right. There will be too much for you to grab right now. We are going to be explaining all these things as we go on because we'll be working with this package.json a lot. All right. So example, you have just seen an example there. Okay. So in the next set class, we'll be running some script. All right. We'll be writing and running some script. Okay. So what is node modules? You also saw a folder. You also saw this node modules folder here. So when you install a package, npm saves it in a folder called node modules inside your project. So as we installed the Axios package, all right, npm created a folder called the node.js and saved all the packages inside of the node modules. So it contains all the actual code of the packages you have installed, even their dependencies. This can grow very large since packages depend on other packages. All right. So you can actually install packages locally or globally. All right. So what we just did now, we installed Axios locally. When you install a package locally, it is just only for the folder project, the project folder. It doesn't go beyond that. That is, it's mostly used. But if you want to install it globally, you have to you say npm install -g. So that -g is telling Node to install npm to install it globally. That means it will be used in all the projects that you'll be building in your system. All right. So we'll be doing a lot of that as we go on. Okay. So we also have the package log.json. You also saw it in the folder. This file is created automatically when you install packages. Why is it installed? Why is it created? The package log.json logs the exact versions of all the dependencies to ensure that everyone working on the project installs the same version. Now look at it. We have just created a package now, and the versions that all the dependencies that we have used. Okay, if I go now, let me open. You can see that this dependency, this Axios, is using the version is 1.11.0. All right. So the package log.json has locked this package to make sure that anybody who is working on this same project will be using this version. So let's go and open the package log.json. You can see, all right, the dependencies. Look at it here. It has locked all the dependencies that you're using. Look at, there is a lot here. All the dependencies that this your package is using or this your project is using, it has locked it to make sure that anybody who is working on this same project will install the same versions. Because if they install another version, it might cause problems. All right. So what is the benefit of using npm? Easy dependency management, space up development with reusable libraries, access to global open source ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. There's just a lot of benefits to use npm. It's common mistake that you can make, deleting node modules without running npm install again. If you delete the node modules folder, you have to run npm install. So it will install all the packages again. So in case you delete your node module folder, make sure you run npm install so that it will install all the packages again. Installing global packages when you just need them locally. Sometimes you don't need, they're like these Axios we installed now. We don't need it globally. So don't install packages globally when you don't need them globally. Forgetting to save dependencies in package.json. All right. npm is the largest software registry in the world with over 2 million packages. So that is a fun fact. All right. So in summary, Node Package Manager, npm means Node Package Manager. What's the purpose? Used to manage project dependencies and scripts. And files that we use package.json, package log.json. It is used for installing and sharing JavaScript libraries, and this is the website for the registry. Okay, so now let's just have a brief introduction to VS Code and install it. VS Code is a lightweight but powerful code editor for web development. So we'll be using VS Code in this our program. features, syntax highlighting, IntelliSense, integrated terminal, Git integration, blah, blah, blah. There's just a whole lot of features of Visual Studio Code. So what do we need to do now? Let's go and install Visual Studio Code. So I will go to the browser and I will type in VS Code and hit enter. Once I do that, you can see it. Let's go to the website. Click on this to go to the website. All right. So I'm using Windows, so that is why it's just showing me download for Windows. I'm just going to click and download for Windows. Uh, and I've just clicked download for Windows. Okay. So it is downloading now. Look, it says thanks for downloading. If I open my this thing, look at it is downloading now, and it's actually big. It's around 106 megabytes. I used to have it, but I just deleted it so that I can show you how to install it from scratch. So 16 seconds left, so it's coming up. So once it is done, I will open it. I'll go to my folder, or I can just click on it from here, or let me go to my download folder. You can see it here. Um, all right, you can see it here. I just have to refresh it. So just double click, then the installer wizard will come. So say I accept agreement, click on I accept agreement, next. All right. Leave everything the way it is. If you want to create a desktop icon, you can select this, but I'm not going to do that. I'll click on next, install, and it is installing. All right, so automatically close the app. Okay, I have some applications that are actually run. So just click on next. I told you I used to have Visual Studio Code. I just uninstalled it before I started this class. So I have some applications that are open. So that is why it's closing it for me. So to take some time. So I'm going to just pause the class. Okay, all right. I think it's coming up now. So let me leave it. Okay, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. All right, it is done. Okay, so I can click on launch Visual Studio Code. I can just click on finish, and it's going to launch Visual Studio Code for me. So it's going to launch it for me. Okay. So, but what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to close this. All right. I'm going to close all this, and then I will go back to my package folder. This is my first PKG. Look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to right click. If I right click, it will say I will go for show more options, and I will say open with VS Code with code. I'll click on open with code, and then it will open this whole thing in Visual Studio Code. So this is our development environment, our IDE. So you can see the package.json here. All right. You can see the package log.json. You can see the node modules. So this is the node module. So this is everything we have here. All right. So we have installed Visual Studio Code. So these are the things we have already gone through. These are the things we have already gone through. So we have actually done this. So congratulations if you have gotten to this uh, point. So you can also, you have actually created, okay, now let's create another folder. Let's create another project. Okay. basically, this is just the something we have done. We created a folder first of all, but we are using make dir for creating a folder. All right. We'll say, I don't know if I'm going to be confusing you guys. Okay, let's follow this process again. Let's do this again. So I'm going to go to my 100 days folder. I'll go back to my 100 days folder. All right. So this is my 100 days folder. So instead of this 100 days folder, I'm going to open command prompt again instead of this 100 days folder. I'm not opening it in this first package. Oh, look at it. I'm opening is this inside of this 100 backend. So instead of here, I can right click, show more. I will go to command prompts. So here, I will say mkdir, that means create a folder. So with the command prompt, the command to create a folder is mkdir, then the name of the folder. I can just say second package, all right? Or I can call it hello world. I can say hello. I can just say hello. I can go with hello world. All right, that's the name of the folder. Once I hit it, now it has created this folder for me. Look at it. You can see we have the hello world folder there. Now, but the thing is that if I look at this command prompt, I'm still under the folder of 100 backend. So if I want to move from this 100 backend to this hello world folder that I have created, I will say cd means change directory. So I want to change directory from this folder to another folder. I will say cd hello world. And once I hit enter, you can see the difference now. I am now inside of the hello world folder. Make sure that you're inside of the hello world folder. Then we can now say npm init -y. So we are now going to create a folder, a package inside of this hello world folder. So if I click enter, it is created for us, and look at it. It has been created. So right now, I can just close this command prompt. I can close it from here. And look at this hello world. If I open it, you will see that we have this package.json. So we have initialized npm here. So I can right click. All right. I can right click and say show more. I will open with code. And once I do that, it will open this folder in Visual Studio Code. And you can see, because we have not installed any package, we don't have the node modules, we don't have the package log.json. All right. So this is how you create a project. So when you say touch index.js, this touch only, I don't think this touch works with Git. All right. So this touch command doesn't work with the command prompt. So maybe I can just go. The alternative thing to do is I can just come here and say, if I want to create a file, I can just come here, or I can right click here and say new file, and I'll say index.js. All right. And if I do that, I will have it. But let me delete it. Let me try. I'll delete it. Yes, I'll delete it. I would let me expand this Visual Studio Code. I'll click on terminal, new terminal. Let me try if that touch would work here. If it doesn't work, I would switch over. Init index.js. I doubt if it will work. It says not recognized. So I will go and change the command to be git bash. I don't think you have git in your system, so this might not work for you. So I'm changing it to git bash. So I'm going to now say, I will now say touch index.js. And you can see it has created it for me. So this touch command works for Linux operating system. So I can use the git bash to how do I put it? If I want to use Linux commands, all right, I can use the git bash. So don't bother about this, okay? If touch is not working for you, just simply create a file and name it index.js. All right, so that's what we have done here. So now before I say thank you, before I close this class, I want to show you something. So I can go back to this VS Code, okay? And then I can, okay. In this index.js, I can just say, write console.log, and I will say hello world. All right, I can just say hello world. That's what I have in here. So I can go back to the package.json, and inside of this script, I can write another script here. I will say this script is going to be, I have to put comma here. So I'll put comma there. So I'll say this script is start. All right. And what would be the command? The command would be, the command would be, uh, the command would be, oof, just a minute. Let me go and spy. Okay, sorry. Let me go and spy on these guys. Package.json. Okay, so npm starts would be, I'll just say node. All right, I'll just say node. Node. When I say npm start, I'm going to use the command node index.js. You might not understand what I'm doing now, but it's okay. So what I have done now is that I have created a command, a script command. So I will just open my terminal. Inside this terminal, my terminal is already open. I can say npm start. So once I say npm start, it's going to run this our in there. You can see I said npm start, and then npm start run what we have in this index.js file. And that is all you see, a hello world. So I use this script to create, say, whenever I say npm start, all right, run this command for me. So, but don't worry, if you don't get it, it's okay. If you don't get it, forget about it. But I would explain more as we go on, okay? Thank you very much. And then if you want to run, in short, look at another way you can even run this without using the npm start. Since we're inside of the hello world folder, okay, since we're inside of here, I know you don't have git bash. So let me delete this git bash. Let us go back to using the command prompt. So if you're using the command prompt, you can say node index.js, and it will run this package. It will run it for you. Sorry. What? I have an error. Node. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I have to clear this. Say node.js. All right. So the mistake I made was instead of X, I said X. So I'm going to start afresh. I'm going to delete this guy. All right. So here, once you're inside your Visual Studio Code, click on terminal, click on new terminal. It will open a new terminal for you. Just type in node. All right. If you want to run this index.js that you have here, if you want to run this script, just type in node, and you now put the name of the file. Name of the file is index.js. Hit enter. It will run hello world here. It will console.log hello world. You can also say hello world without the index, without .js. If you say node index, if you run it, it will still run without even the .js. So you can walk around, practice this, and of course, your assignment is that you have to create you have to create a project like this, or just a file, and then console.log, whatever it is. So make sure you do your assignment, and then I will see you in the next class. If you have any questions, if you have any confusion, please drop it in the WhatsApp group so we can answer your questions. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next class.